Hello students, welcome to the video tutorial of class 12th informatics practices. Today we are going to start the second chapter, that is Python pandas. So let's begin. First of all, let's have a look over the contents. There is the introduction first, then creation of data frame, descriptive statistics, advanced operations on data frame, creating histogram, function application, re-indexing and altering labels. Now let's start the introduction part first. As you have studied in the previous video tutorials, array was being used for the homogeneous data. Okay, suppose if we are having 5 elements, so all the 5 elements needed to be of the same data type. So there was a problem when we are having the heterogeneous data type. So to bring out the solution for this problem, we are using Python pandas. So in this we are basically having series and data frame, two options. There are further more options, but for our syllabus we'll be using these two options. So let's start. Pandas is the most famous Python package for data science. Now why it is most famous? Because it provides the necessary tools for the data manipulation and data visualization. Okay. Now it offers some powerful and flexible data structures. Flexible data structures means which allow you to manipulate the data far too easily, okay, and making analysis and manipulation of data easier. Consists of built-on packages like NumPy and Matplotlib to provide data analysis and visualization. Now if you are going to use the Python pandas, you will be having necessary functions for the NumPy and Matplotlib. Matplotlib here refers to the library function which are used for plotting. That means for plotting of the histogram, for the pie charts, bar graphs, okay. So next point is pandas. Two basic data structure are series and data frame, as we have discussed earlier, that we are having two options for them. One is the series and one is the data frame for according to our syllabus, okay. Now for working in pandas, we generally import both pandas and numpy modules. As we have studied in the earlier videos, that for using the numpy we have to use the numpy module. So we were using it by importing the numpy module and we were naming the alias name as np. In the similar way, here we have to use the pandas module. So you will be using import pandas as pd. This pd can be replaced by any other data object also, but here for our reference purposes we will be using pd, okay. So import pandas as pd, import numpy as np. Now let's discuss about series versus data frame. Now we will be drawing some comparisons between series and data frame here, okay. Now a series is 1D array like structure, okay. So whatever the things we have studied in 1D array, that all things belong to series, and data frame while is a 2D array like structure. Now series consists of homogeneous data. So as since array was also having homogeneous elements only, so here also for the series we are having the homogeneous data. And heterogeneous data means which are going to allow you to have multiple data types at the same place. Okay, so one element can be of the float type, one element can be of string type, one element can be of numeric type. Okay. Now series is size immutable. Size immutable means once we have created a series, now again it was going to follow the array type of activities. Like in arrays, we know that either we can just override the existing array or we have to just create a new one. In the similar way, when we are going to use series, either we have to override the existing series or we need to create a newer one, okay. Whereas the data frame is size mutable, okay. So if you have created a data frame once, you can change the size of the total structure, you can say, of the data frame. Suppose if you is having 3 columns and 2 rows, you can also modify it by 2 rows and 3 columns, or 3 rows or 4 columns, and whatever the condition may require. Now series is a data mutable. Data mutable means one thing is possible in series, that we can manipulate the data, okay. Suppose if you are having that data elements as 2, 4, 6, 8 and you want to add 2 in all of them, then it is going to change all the data types, sorry, all the data elements by addition of 2. That means it is just like the vectorized operation as we were having in 1D array, okay. And data frame also is a data mutable. That means whatever the data is there, it can be modified by adding, subtracting, multiplying. Okay. Now let's see some examples for creating series. Suppose we have written this code: import pandas as pd, import numpy as np, s is equals to pd dot series 123, t is equals to pd dot series 124. Now what you have to do first, you have to first import the pandas module by importing pandas. Okay, import pandas as pd. Now for the numpy also, why you are using numpy here? Because certain functions of data frame requires the numpy functionality also. So it depends upon whether you have to use the numpy functions in that particular program or not. If there is a requirement of the particular arrays functions and all, so you have to use numpy, otherwise you can directly use the data frame also. Okay. Now here you have to be very careful for this thing, that you know that Python is a very case sensitive language. So the upper cases letters and the lower cases letters are treated differently by Python. So you have to be very careful for this thing. Here you can see s is equals to pd dot series. Here series s is in capital. Okay. Don't write it in small. If you are going to write in small, you will be having an error in the code. Okay. So you have to write capital S there. So pd dot series 123, t is equals to pd dot series 124. Now this is a very simple syntax for creating a series. Only you have to write these two codes. You can create two series from here. One is the s and one is t. Now let's see. If we are going to write u is equals to s plus t, so what we are doing here is we are adding two series, okay, to get a new series u. As you can see here, u is equals to s plus t, and then we are going to print u. So let's see what is the output we are getting. As you can see here, we have got 0 1 2 2 4 7. Now here 0 1 2 is itself an array of indexes. Okay, it is basically giving you the index value, that 0 1 2, that which element is stored on which index, and 2 4 7 is the actual array. Okay, as you can see, this one is the index and the second one is the data values. So this is for the index and this is for the actual data. Now here also it is mentioned data type d type int64. It is showing by default because here whatever the elements are there, it is of integer type, int64 type. Okay. Now see, if we are going to write u is equals to s into t, again here we are going to multiply s and t. So the respective elements of s and t were added in the first case in u is equals to s plus t, but here in u is equals to s into t we are going to multiply the respective elements. Okay, so you can see 1 is multiplied by 1, we will get 1, 2 is multiplied by 2, will get 4, and 3 is multiplied by 4 is you are going to get 12. And again you will be having one array for the indexes also, so the output will be somewhat like this. You can see one is the index 1 0 1 2, and one is for the actual data values which has been produced according to the multiplication, and again d type is int64. Now see, if we have a given array or a given dictionary, we can create series from them too, as following. Now suppose these are, now whatever examples we have studied till now, they were for creating the series directly. Now what if we are having already an array or a dictionary and we have to create a series from it? Okay, that can be a possible. Then let's see how to create them. Now suppose here we are having an array arr is equals to np dot array abc and dict a0 b1 c2. Now here dict is for the dictionary. Here you can see we have got the key value pair. Here a b c are the keys and 0 1 2 are the corresponding pairs of the keys. Okay, and now what we are doing here, we are a is equals to pd dot series arr. What we are doing here is we are passing this array arr in the form of a series, and that is being stored in capital A. Okay, and similarly the dictionary dict we are going to store in this form by writing d is equals to pd dot series dict. Now here we have passed this dictionary in the form of series and it has been converted for the capital D. Now see, if we are going to print A, now whatever the elements was there in that array, that has been converted in the form of a data frame, sorry, in the form of series. So you can see here we have got a series. Okay, similarly if we are going to print D, we'll be having the D as output. So you can see A is having the elements A, B, C as it was having in array and similarly D is having the elements 0, 1, 2 as it was having the values in dictionary dict. Now dict has created the indexes according to the keys. You can see A, B, C is the key for the dictionary, so it has created the indexes for the values A, B, C, and the actual values are 0, 1, 2, and D type is int64 again. Okay. Now next is example for creating data frame. Till now we have studied the examples for creating the series. Now we'll be seeing some examples for creation of data frame. Now what data frame is? Just remember one more time that is a 2D data structure which is array like structure, and also it is having heterogeneous elements. Okay. Now heterogeneous elements means it will provide you elements with different data types at one place. Okay. Now see, import pandas as pd, import numpy as np. That is the necessary lines for the coding. And if we are going to create a data frame from this, see, list 1 is equals to Ayush 10, Manish 15, Raj 13. Now what we are having here is a nested list inside the list. Now list 1 is the nested list. Here we have a list Ayush 10, the second list is Manish 15, and the third list is Raj 13, and it all has been nested inside a single list. Now we have to pass this list into the data frame. Okay, so it is very simple to create a data frame. Only we have to create this data frame object here. Here df is a data frame object. Df is equals to pd dot data frame. As we were writing pd dot series earlier, now we have to write pd dot data frame. Then we have to pass this list 1 inside the data frame, and here we are giving the columns name also. Now earlier only we were just passing the particular data in that. Now we are also passing the data as well as we are providing the columns name here. So now let's see what will happen. If we are going to print df, it will look somewhat like this. Now what it has done is it has created the indexes 0, 1, 2, and the column names we have given as name and age, and the particular entries of the list Ayush 10, Manish 15, Raj 13 has been displayed accordingly. So the name will have the elements Ayush, Manish and Raj, and age will have the elements 10, 15 and 13. Or since you have created two columns here, name and age, then it has lied under particular columns. I think it's clear now. Let's move further. Now dict 1 is equals to name colon Ayush, Manish, Raj, age colon 10, 15, 13. Now here you can see we are creating dictionary. Now actually the keys are name and age, and the value pairs are Ayush, Manish, Raj and 10, 15 and 13. Now we are going to pass this dictionary dict1 in the form of data frame. Here df is again the data frame object, and we are creating it by pd.dataframe dict1. Now what will happen? Let's see. Now if you are going to write print df, it will show you the data frame output. Here you can see the indexes are 0, 1 and 2. The name is Ayush, Manish and Raj, and the age is 10, 15 and 13. Why it has happened? Because the key value pairs are name, age. Okay, now this name has been treated as the index for that particular thing, name, and age, and name is consisting of Ayush, Manish and Raj, and age is consisting of 10, 15 and 13. So in this way we have created a data frame by using the dictionary. Okay, suppose if you have any other dictionary with the particular elements, you can write in the similar way. Okay, all you have to do is first you have to create a first key, and that particular key should have the certain set of values. Then you have to write the second key, then you have to give the certain set of values for that second key, and then you have to pass this dictionary into the data frame object, and then if you are going to print that data frame, you will have the output. Okay, you can certainly make some more examples for that. Let's discuss further now. Now suppose we are having this dictionary d1 is equals to 1 pd1 dot series 1 2 3 index abc, 2 pd1 dot series 1 2 3 4 index abcd, df1 is equals to pd1 dot data frame d1 and print df1. Now be very careful with these lines. First what we are doing is we are creating a dictionary here d1. Okay, 1 is the key here, and the values are being constructed using the series. Now you are knowing that series is used to construct one-dimensional arrays, and the arrays elements are 1 2 3. Now what it is going to do is 1 is to be taken as the column index. Okay, 1 2 3 will be the elements of that particular column, and the index is given as a b c. Okay, now if we are writing 2 in the second key, then 2 will be the key here, and the elements pd1 dot series 1 2 3 4 will be the elements for that column. Okay, and again we have given the index a b c d. Now here we are having a problem that in the means first line we have written index is a b c, and the second one we have written index a b c d. Now there are two indexes, so which index should be taken? Now what data frame will do here, that it will take the larger index, and if in a particular line the index value is not given, it will take it as a missing value and it will fill with NaN. NaN means not a number. Okay, so what we have done here is we have passed this dictionary D1 in this data frame df1. Now let's see, if we are going to print df1, the output will be somewhat like this. Again you can see 1 was the key here, so it has created the first column as 1. 2 was again a key, so it has created another column 2, and 1 was having the elements of the series, that is 1 2 3, and 2 was having the elements 1 2 3 4. Okay, so 2 has created 1 2 3 and 4. Here you can see one thing, that when we have passed this 1 2 3, it has written in 1.0 2.0 3.0, and D is NaN. NaN means it is not a number. As I have told that for the first thing we are having the indexes a b c, no D index was there, so accordingly it has filled the a b c index entries with 1.0 2.0 3.0, and D is NaN. Okay, now for 2 we are having indexes also a b c d, and we are having 4 elements also for the particular index, so it has filled each index with a particular value, that is 1 2 3 and 4, and it has printed the df1 accordingly. See, 1 was given NaN for the index D, since there was no entry for that particular element. So whenever we are going to create a data frame, and if we are having indexes which are greater than the number of elements, so the particular index which is not having the value will be placed with or replaced with NaN, that is not a number. Okay, now see, if we are going to write this code df1 3 pd1 dot series 10 20 30 index abc df1 4 df1 plus df1 3, what is happening here? We are now creating a new column name. See, earlier we were having 1 2, these two columns only. Now we are also creating a 3 column df1 3, and for that particular columns what we are doing here is we are providing some values for that columns. So again pd1 dot series 10 20 30, and index is abc. Now as you have seen earlier, we were having 4 indexes and we are giving 3 indexes only here, so it will be placed according to that particular indexes abc, and D will be replaced by NaN. Okay, and also in the next line we are writing df1 4 df1 plus df3. Now what we are here doing is we are going to create a fourth column named 4, and that particular column will have the entries by adding the column 1 and column 3. So what it will happen, you can see here, if we are going to print df1, see, we are getting somewhat like this output. Now 1 is having the elements 1.0 2.0 3.0, 2 is having the elements 1 2 3 4. Okay, 3 is having 10 20 and 30 as provided in that first column df1 3 is equals to pd dot series 10 20 30. Now 4 has been calculated by adding the entries of column number 1 and column number 3. As you can see, 1 plus 10.0 means 11.0, 2 plus 20 will give 22, 3 plus 30 will give 33, and since it was NaN here, so NaN plus NaN has given you again a not a number. Okay, very easy. I think you are getting it. Let's move further. Now students, here is an assignment for you. I think it's enough for today. We'll be studying further more properties of that particular data frame. Okay, well, there are further more operations over that data frame we'll be discussing in the next video lecture. First of all, I'm giving you some assignments here. What you have to do is you have to create a series S1 and 2 data frames df1 and df2 as per following. Okay, these are the instructions for you. First, you have to create S1 and S1 should be created using array and consist of 5 elements. Okay, S1 you have to create by using series, as we are converting it like pd dot series and we are giving the elements. In a similar way, you have to create a series S1 and you have to create it by using 5 elements. Okay, and that elements can be of your choice. Now second is df1 should be created using list and should consist of 2 rows and 3 columns. So what you have to do here is you have to create a data frame df1. Okay, you have to use that data frame object pd.data frame, and then you have to create df1, and that should consist of list. Okay, that should be created by using list and should consist of 2 rows and 3 columns. So I think it is very easy to create the list by using 2 rows and 3 columns. It is not a problem here for you. 2 rows and 3 columns you are understanding. Okay, by giving the list you have to create this 2 lists and 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay, next thing is df2 should be created using dictionary. Now df2 has to be created by using dictionary. Okay, and should consist of 3 rows and 4 columns. I think it's very easy for you, just we have seen an example earlier that we were having one dictionary elements as 1 and 2, and that particular columns were filled with particular elements. So in the similar way you can create here also. It should consist of 3 rows and 4 columns. Okay, and one more thing, that fill the data frames and series by the data values of your own choice. So whatever the data values are to be taken, that you can choose by your own. Okay, means this should consist of these particular dimensions, that number of columns and the number of rows should be according to the instruction, but the data frame should be filled with your particular values. Okay, or the series can be filled by your own value. It is not a restriction that you have to use these particular values only. You can use values of your own choice. Okay, I think that's enough for today. We'll be meeting in the next video lecture. Thank you, students.